Hey everybody, quick update on your Super Bowl Sunday forecast and the lack of snow in the mountains so far, which has been really more ice than anything. It's been kind of a wild ride in the mountains overnight. Let's go right to the radar and satellite together because it really shows the picture that's going on right now. You can see our upper low is back here. So this is the part of the storm that's likely to produce snow in the higher elevations. This is the rain from overnight. And boy, that wind, the thunder, the lightning, that was pretty potent. And the area in between is what we call a dry slot. The rain is kind of lulled here. There is some drizzle in there, but it's kind of a break in the pattern. If you look back to the west, we're starting to get a lot of reports here in western North Carolina, upstate South Carolina mountains, and northern Georgia of some snow. So this is starting to mix in as this cold air aloft is coming in with that backside of the system. So as this part of the system right here, this big broad area right here begins to rotate through into the afternoon, that's where we'll see the chance of snow at the highest elevations. I want to turn off the radar real quickly and show you the water vapor loop because it kind of shows this pocket of cold air aloft right sitting over us. So this is going to be moving in through the next couple of hours, and it's kind of a fascinating setup to see this kind of move through the area into the afternoon hours. So let me show you the short range rapid refresh models, and then we'll take a look at what could fall in the mountains. The total's certainly going to be much lower because of all the ice so far. So let's look at this system moving through. So this is the short range rapid refresh model. You can see rain will move back into the Piedmont. Here's the snow. And again, you're going to have to get the higher elevations. It could be a winter wonderland above 3,500 feet and down in the valleys. Just rain, maybe some wet snowflakes mixing in, but you can see that moving through, and it's going to be so elevation dependent. So don't get your hopes up in the lower elevations of any significant snow. This really looks like it's going to underperform overall for snowfall, but in the higher elevations, that's where it's at. And you can see that if there's going to be some wet snowflakes that mix in, it's going to be in here. If we get a quick burst and it drags some of the colder air down to the surface, where you see the bright banding, kind of the yellow, that's typically where we might get some cold enough air for some wet flakes. And again, elevation is going to be important. So some of the higher hills, mountains, I'm going to call them mountains, but you know the high points around here where the elevation gets closer to maybe 800 to 1,000 feet, that's where you have the potential to see some of that wet snow mix in. You can see in the mountains, again, higher elevations, that could stay snow through the evening, and then the whole thing exits. So what happened with the ice this morning and overnight, you see this warm nose. This is an atmospheric sounding, and I know it's kind of hard to see here, but this is the 0-degree line in the atmosphere from the top to the bottom. And you could see right at the bottom, we had a little bit of a warm nose. It kind of sticks out like a nose in a profile, got us into the warm air, and basically gave us a chance of some freezing precipitation, and that kind of stuck there most of the overnight. How much snow could we see? Well, you're looking at very tiny amounts in the valleys, almost near zero. You see areas like Beach and Sugar Mountain, Mount Mitchell, the Balsams over towards the Smokies, Grayson Highlands, the Porcupine, or the Berkshires, the Brushies, and some of those areas north may get a little of a dusting, and then down towards the South Mountain. So these areas in here, you're going to have to get to high elevations to see a decent chance of snow now that the system is much warmer in the mid-levels than it was yesterday at this time. So again, all rain for the Charlotte area. Don't expect any snow east unless it's going to be a quick burst at the end. And in the mountains, you might see one of those quick changeovers this afternoon, big wet flakes for an hour or two, and then even there, it's going to be moving out. Have a great Super Bowl Sunday. Stay safe out there. If you do have pictures or reports of a changeover to snow, please tag me on them and make sure you give me a time and location and elevation if you know it. That helps as well.